Okay, Master Muhammad, being that this is a book about Tai Chi, how is it that the very first chapter, or why would the first chapter begin with the study of the universe?
Good question. In the study of Tai Chi, there is a writing that states Tai Chi is born of Wuxi. It is the mother of yin and yang. If they move, they separate. If they remain static, they combine. This is another way in Taoism. This is another way of saying basically what the universe is all about and its origin. That's why I started with that. People contemplate the origin of the universe, and scientists study and hope to find in their study this origin of the universe. But have you ever wondered what is the fixation point that they focus on in order to try and get to the beginning of where it all originated? Think about that for a moment. What is the fixation point of scientists who study the universe as to its origin?
First point of light. First point of light.
Speak up.
It's the first point of light.
It's the first point of life. Light or life? What are you saying?
Both.
So,
Light being the originator of is the first point of light.
the first point of light. And it's interesting that you say that. And the reason it's interesting that you say that way even, the first point of light. Well, the universe, by some of the ancients, they say, is made up of points.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I say this. You can fixate on the light, and the light can only reveal to you that which it saw after its coming about. Because prior to that, there was nothing to see. So light can carry you back to the point of its origin, but it can't take you beyond that. And I'm talking about a place, I won't say a place, I'm talking about that which existed prior to light's manifestation. If you want to know what the universe truly is all about, then you have to go there. And then I'm going to ask you, what vehicle are you using to get there? To be able to even ask something of this magnitude, I am humbled by the wisdom of my teacher to grant me such an understanding that I can go there.
Yes, sir.
So, the vehicle which we use is the only vehicle that can get you there. And that vehicle is the mind. There's a particular reason that vehicle can get you there without having anywhere to go. Simply because it embodies the entire universe. There's nothing outside of mind. So it's very easy for us to know that experience of what existed before light. And what existed before light was mind.
Okay, in dealing with the light subject, on page 14, first paragraph, you write, therefore being the mystery of darkness, the mother of Yam is the light of understanding itself, the mother of all revelation. Is this what you're talking about?
Exactly, this is what I'm talking about. People today believe that the greatest light in all the universe is the sun and its family of stars. That's not the greatest light in the universe. The greatest light in the universe is the understanding of the darkness that produced it.
But you say that light can only go so far.
What light?
Well, if you're talking about spiritual light,
No. You're using that word, not me.
okay.
When I say the greatest light in the universe is the light of understanding. There is no light nowhere in the universe greater than the light of understanding.
So what are you trying to understand?
You said that you wanted to understand the darkness.
Yes.
I said, in order to do that, you must use the light of understanding to do it. And that light of understanding reveals to me what darkness is. Darkness you want to know what it is, huh?
Well, okay, since we're talking about Tai Chi, give us your definition of both yin and yang.
Yin and yang, yang or yin, are simply the forces in the universe, of the universe.
So yin is not weaker than yang, because that is the, I guess, the most common perception or understanding of yin, is that, you know, yang is dominant, yin is weaker, or, you know, it represents, of course, in some schools, the female.
Okay. Commonly accepted as yin being female,
Right,
yang being male.
right.
No, yin is not weaker than yang. What it is, as I stated in my book, that this teaching, this doctrine, this belief that has pervaded predominantly the minds of the people in the world today is that yin was weaker than yang is because predominantly the persuasion in the world today is masculine. And so masculinity, in viewing itself and witnessing its own force of its power, feels itself to be dominant because it's an extreme, and when it's seeing itself, it can see nothing else. So anything to be other than self is deemed weaker. And if we're talking about light and darkness, then light feels greater because the nature of it, wherever its presence is, it is predominantly the force, the existing force. You can see no darkness. But remember this, that is purely based upon the magnitude of its physical size and potency. Take our sun. It's real powerful, is it not?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
And you look at all of the stars, right?
Yes.
And they are suns. And they are real powerful, right?
Yeah.
But now, you can only see them because of darkness. In all of their power and brilliance of light, you can only see them amidst darkness.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. I thought so. That's why I wrote about it.
And he wrote about that specifically on page 12, paragraph
Well,
2.
And what was said? Would you please read what was said?
What I got out of it, it says, first, we shall speak of great yang. For there has been by most a misconception of this power and force. The misconception that yang is greater than yin alters the balance of whoever believes this. The loss of equilibrium is seen throughout the world of human affairs today, and thus has affected and disturbed the balance of all life and nature on this planet. How is it being manifested in human behavior, this imbalance of great yang versus it being balanced with great yin.
Okay. In human experience and human nature, we see this chaos of extreme in the form of aggression. We see it in the form of all of the wars all over the planet by men who are attempting to dominate other men. And this is simply great young in the act of trying to subdue lesser young.
You say that this, on page 13, paragraph 1, that, and now this has brought about the greatest fear of all, the thought of his impending doom. You would think that great young would see it coming.
Great young can't see anything but itself. Because in looking at itself, it see nothing greater. So anytime it see a small piece of itself, its nature is to dominate it and bring it back into itself. As a result of this, man lacking this knowledge don't understand why he's so motivated to dominate other men and other cultures. He's not concerned about the woman. He's concerned about dominating the other men of other cultures until he dominates them all. Meaning, all follow one law, which is his.
Right.
And if you notice, I said the fear of his impending doom, because this attitude of extreme
Yes, sir.
is causing such destruction all over the planet that he is out of balance and therefore destroying all of that which he needs to survive. The air, the water, the plant life, vegetation, the animal life, his own life, is all about destroying it. And he feeds on it. He don't know, man, that he of himself, by himself, is merely representative of a part and not a whole. It's been a long time since we were able to witness the whole of ourselves. A long time.
And that would be due to lack of understanding of self, correct?
That is due directly to the lack of understanding of self.
And man seeing himself as an individual.
Man seeing himself as an individual, as a separate part of the whole, he believes he is the whole.
Right. There lies the imbalance.
Yes. He don't realize, and being that he's so extreme, he don't know yin power. He don't know the power of the female.
Well,
He don't believe that she even had the power.
that's what I was gonna say.